Well, we have plenty of reasons to celebrate this small but mighty berry. July is National Blueberry Month. Yesterday was National Blueberry Day. July 10th is National Pick Blueberries Day. We're not done yet. And July 11th is National Blueberry Muffin Day. So who makes this stuff up? Who better to make us a delicious blueberry recipe than our friend and chef owner of Bottom Line Bakery, Kelsey Lucius. Kelsey,
hey, y'all. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, and you brought us a bevy of goodies.
Of course, had to.
Look at this.
Okay, and so now, we've got the pre-made stuff, but you're actually making stuff here.
Yes, of course. I wanted you guys to have a good spread. Our blueberry streusel cake here is one of our absolute favorites at the bakery and at the restaurant in Aiken. But I wanted to show you all how to make a very quick and easy fruit cobbler, and you can do it with any fruit truly that you have on hand.
Okay.
My favorite thing is to just go to the local farm stands, whether it's Cook, Sarah's, or Gorosix, I believe.
Yeah.
And you can grab fruit. They've got peaches in season, obviously blueberries. A lot of the farms in town right now have a pick your own, where you can go and just have a great day with your family and pick some blueberries.
Love doing that.
Yeah, so any fruit, it's super, super simple. If you just grab a skillet or a pot. And what I did is I threw some fresh blueberries in here.
Okay.
We're going to use a little bit of brown sugar. You can use regular sugar for a healthier option. You can, of course, use more of like a raw sugar in the raw or a turbinado.
Yeah, where's the fun in being healthy?
We've got a little bit of vanilla extract, and then, of course, you can't forget the salt in that.
Oh,
Very important. And then once we get this cooked up a little bit, you see it's already boiling. I did put some butter in here as well.
Okay.
You always want a little bit of butter. It makes everything better.
So now, what temperature and how long are you doing this?
So this honestly has actually been at about, I would say, a medium to a medium high temperature. If you're going to cook it on the higher end, definitely want to stay by it and babysit it and mix it, because it is a very sugar heavy item. Even those natural sugars in whatever fruit you use, you really want to make sure that you're stirring it so that it doesn't overcook or burn.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
So it's going to thicken up pretty quickly, and then you can use, for a gluten-free option, you can use cornstarch. I did just bring flour today.
Okay.
And then you can mix that in. You don't even have to really use a thickening agent a lot of the time, because the streusel in your cobbler crumb, and this is just butter, brown sugar, and flour, and then salt and vanilla again. It's just a lot heavier on the brown sugar than anything, and butter than flour. It's just enough to hold it together. But that's everyone's favorite part of cobbler, is that good crumb on top.
Well, and you know what, you mentioned a lot of fruits in season right now. Obviously, we're doing the blueberries because it's Blueberry Month. But what's your favorite fruit to use in your recipes?
So, you know, this is one of my favorite recipes, because years ago when I met my husband, we were together and we made something we called it Blueberry Cobbler. It was very silly. He came up with the name, but we actually did peaches, blueberries, and strawberries all together. And it was
like
one of my...
that sounds like something you want to make somebody that you don't like.
Don't like, exactly. I joked around. Yes. I joked around and I was like, maybe we should call it peachberry so people aren't turned off by bleachberry. But yes, it was a delicious combo of peaches, blueberries, and strawberries. And you can throw raspberries in there. I mean, anything that's in season, anything you have on hand. Even a cherry would be wonderful in there. But we mixed it all together, and the natural pectins in the fruit will make a beautiful, beautiful compote. And then again, just adding the salt to bring out the natural flavors, a little bit of vanilla, and then your choice of sugar does help. And then it's going to thicken up. We're going to divvy this up into our little pans here. These are just quick little individual pans. You can, of course, use a larger skillet or a larger pan. A lot of folks will make this at home. If you have cast iron, you can kind of do a one-pot version where you make it, top it with crumb, and then throw the cast iron into the oven.
Right.
Okay. Did you need to put a butter or oil on the...
So these are pre-coated.
They're pre-coated,
but I do recommend spraying a little bit depending on the pan that you use. You can't go wrong with butter, but a little bit of olive oil or a healthy oil or a vegetable spray is great for that.
Okay.
And then I am going to go ahead and put this back on low, and we're just going to add a tiny bit of flour to thicken this up.
Okay.
So now, okay, you've got 2 locations now.
Yes.
So you're constantly making stuff. You're hustling in the kitchen.
Always.
Do you enjoy creating new recipes?
I love creating new recipes. It's probably the best part about the job, I have to say, is just the research and development, the R&D behind making food, and really allowing my team and the team of line cooks and chefs that I have with me to show their favorite dishes and their favorite ingredients and meals, and kind of to challenge them as we have this on hand, let's see what we can make from it. And they actually, someone who's been with me for over a year now, her name is Tatum, she recently just got a couple of menu items listed for the restaurant. So she is super ecstatic. And it's just little things like that. We're making, a bacon jam mac and cheese and just that really good nostalgic, delicious food. So stuff
we know
like
what
that.
we'll be making next time.
Yes.
So you see how quickly that flour really thickened up this mixture, and then we can go ahead and turn off that burner. Now, something about cornstarch or flour when you're using it, you want to ensure that you cook it long enough so that you don't get that flavor or that starchiness in your mouth when you're eating it. Now, something, as long as this comes to a boil, it's cooked out, you're pretty much good. But the benefit of cobbler is that you're also putting it into the oven, so it'll have another chance to boil in there.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and portion this into our little ramekins here.
Okay. It smells so good, y'all.
It does.
Yes.
Once again, smell-o-vision, something we have to work out here on. So we get this set up, and then what's the next step?
So once we get these all portioned out, we're actually going to top it with the streusel crumb. And you can find a very basic streusel crumb recipe. Like I said, it's just butter and sugar and then vanilla, salt, and flour. And flour is just until combined. You don't want to put too much flour in your streusel because it'll just be too starchy. But once this is all portioned, we make that.
Yes, I know.
We dance when things are good. We can dance before the thing is done because we know it's going to be good.
It's going to be great.
So there's no egg or anything in this crumb. It can be made ahead of time. You can store it in your fridge or your freezer.
Oh, okay.
Which is really nice, and then just pull it out when you're ready to make it. Obviously, I over crumb because that's the best part.
That's the best part. I agree.
So
Well, a little dab will do you.
So
that's
good.
Okay.
Exactly.
You know, while she's doing this, I'm still not getting over the cake here.
So that is our blueberry streusel cake. So we actually make the exact same compote that I just made, and we fold it into the buttercream that we use, our house vanilla buttercream. And then we're also putting fresh blueberries into the cake layers. So you can see them throughout the cake. And then when we stack that cake, it's also layered with that cobbler, with that this compote filling, which is amazing. And it's just a vanilla cake. I mean, it's just beautiful to have a nice fruit, and it's a lighter cake for sure than like a heavy chocolate or something like that.
That's my size, right? See that?
Oh, gosh, look at that.
Oh, no,
So
wow.
Look at this shot. Oh, my gosh, I love it.
So we're going to move over here.
Yes,
We get this into the oven.
Okay.
Okay. Now, how long do you put it in the oven for?
So I would recommend we put this in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then I am going to go ahead. I was able to get a couple in before we started, and I will pull out some for y'all to try.
Okay. Just got spoons here.
Who needs forks? What we need is a bib.
I know.
right.
I know. I was like, I love when we are talking and showing the recipe, but we want to eat.
Yeah.
We want to
So
try
this is super warm. You can see that cobbler and everything just really soaked into the compote, and that boiled, and it pretty much came to a boil again in the oven. Be very careful. It's going to be very, very warm, very, very hot.
Yeah.
Am I waiting for you? Because I don't
Definitely
want to wait for
blow
you.
on it. It's going to be super warm,
Yeah.
so be careful.
That's why
my
I love
gosh.
the job.
Grab you guys napkins.
Hope you're going to be able to try it before this segment ends.
Hot.
I know, it's hot. Oh my God, I want to try it.
Oh, it was good though. Oh my God.
Kelsey, where can people go for more info?
On our websites, Bottom Line Bakery or saltytomatoesofaiken.com. Come by and see us in Evans or at Aiken. We're open pretty much almost every day of the week. Thank you so much. Appreciate
Great
it.
job. Thank you.
So good.
Oh, my
Happy National Blueberry Day.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much.
Of course, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.